Google Meet has been already recorded automatically, so there is no problem. And even after getting the update, if you think that there is a mistake from our side, just knock us in the group. We will make the necessary correction. Okay. Man, mic-টা বন্ধ করো। Hello, Shomen. Thank you.
হ্যাঁ হ্যালো, কালকে 8:30টায় বেরোবো। হ্যাঁ তুমি চলে এসো তাহলে। হ্যাঁ কথা হয়ে গেছে, ঠিক আছে। 8:30টায় বেরোবো, সার্ভিসিং করে যখন হবে তারপর ফিরবো, ঠিক আছে। ওকে, ঠিক আছে।
Okay, good evening everyone. Welcome to the Faculty Development Program on Smart Computing and its applications in cyber defense and digital forensic. And this is the 5th day. So we have already completed 4 days with 8 sessions, and there is nothing to announce that the ATAL FDP is organized by the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Jalpaiguri Government Engineering College. And you have already seen the video that is our campus, our beautiful campus. So if you would like to take the flavor of this beauty, then you can participate in our future events. Even when we are planning to organize different international conference also. Some of participants have already visited, like Shoman Shorkar. He has already visited our campus, and I would like to request all of you to be tuned with our Facebook page and our YouTube channels. Whatever contents are there, everything will be available in our Facebook page as well as our YouTube channels, because all the sessions are being recorded, so there is no problem. And secondly, today we have 2 interesting sessions, and there are basically 2 speakers. One is from industry, and another is from Triple IT Noya Raipur, Chhattisgarh. So as we all know that in our daily life, we always learn about malware, spyware, or different types of virus, or different types of other malicious software. And every time we get some notification regarding this, that there may be some malicious software, there may be some malware software that may be embedded in some genuine software, it may be some apps, it may be some third-party software we are trying to install in our system or in our mobile or in our gadgets. And in that case, there may be some software which will be embedded or installed in our system, and that may cause different types of problems with our data as well as with our system. So, my dear friends, today we have our experts, Dr. Debashish Kundu. He will explain in details about different types of malicious software and how this type of malicious software can be generated with the generative AI. As we all know that AI has different types of advantages, but there are some risks also. So everything I hope he will try to cover. And if you have any questions, obviously you can ask the questions. I have already requested you, and now I would like to request again. Just try to be engaged actively in the discussion, share your experience, ask your questions, just make the sessions more interactive and interesting. So today I would like to request our program co-coordinator, Professor Juma Datto, to introduce Dr. Debashish Kundu. Madam.
Thank you, sir. Good evening to all. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Debashish Kundu. Dr. Debashish Kundu is a technology expert at Siemens Technology and Services Private Limited, Bangalore. Boasting over a decade of industrial experience, he has previously served as Chief Engineer at Samsung Electronics India Private Limited. Dr. Kundu earned his PhD in software engineering from the Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. He has also completed his MS in the same field. He holds a BTech in Computer Science and Technology from Kolkata Government Engineering College. Dr. Kundu's expertise includes software engineering, tools development, source code analysis, reverse engineering, monolith decomposition, and SDLC optimization. He has led complex projects in architecture analysis, impact analysis, and model transformation. His research has been published in peer-reviewed journals and high-quality conference proceedings, and he has served as a reviewer for the international conferences and journals. So I would like to welcome Dr. Devasis Kudu, please, sir.
Okay. Thanks, Professor Burman and professors of Jalpaiguri Government Engineering College to invite me as a speaker for the faculty development program. And it is my privilege to be here to share some of my knowledge here. And I think it will be some interesting discussion. I know it is a winter season, so I don't want to bombard with that lot of heavy contents. I know that it is little bit serious topic, but I try to present in little bit lighter mode so that you can enjoy the session. And let's start without wasting our time. And if you have any question, then you can interrupt me, or we have one dedicated time allocated, that is, I think 7:15 to 7:30, 15-minute time slot is allocated for questionnaires. So maybe if you can also ask in that time also. But yeah, if you feel that you need certain immediate answers, certain points, please don't hesitate. Please interrupt me, and I'll try to give the answers as per my understanding and knowledge. Okay. So let's share my screen. Just a minute. Please let me know if you are able to see my in the PPT.
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay. Okay. So let's make it full mode. Okay. So I think you are aware of the title. So GenAI based malware generation and what is the role of in cyber defense. And so this is the first, we all know that what is the GenAI. Okay. So GenAI is basically, short form of generative AI. Generative AI means it is capable of doing some generations. What it can generate? It can generate any kind of artifacts, what you think of, any kind of data. The data can be the text or image or sound or video, whatever it is. Okay. Now, traditionally we had the AI. Okay, we had AI, and we had deep learning models. Then last 2 years, even I think this is the last year that ChatGPT introduced, and with the introduction of ChatGPT, and now it has been a buzz in that market, and everyone is excited to use it. I think you people already have used it, ChatGPT. I think yes, right? So just underlying framework of that ChatGPT is basically a transformers. So what is a transformer? Transformer is actually transforms from one thing to another. So what it transforms? So whatever the input sequence you give to this transformer, and it generates the output sequence. So as you can see in this particular picture, I am not going to give the details of this description of that particular diagrams, but as a overall, so suppose we are giving some input sentence. So for each word in the input sentence, first the embeddings of the individual word is extracted, and then its position is also determined. Then self-attention mechanism is actually applied in parallel. So that basically figures it out. That is basically the most of fastest way to figure it out. What is the relevance of what is the next word to come into the output generation? Okay. So as you can see, the output also, when the one particular word is generated, so that also what is the next probable word that should come into the sequence, that also determined on the fly. That is also in parallel. So that is basically the beauty of this transformer model. And as you can see, the right hand side of that, how it has actually evolved over that, over the time. So initially we have a lot of training data. It is the training data of billions and trillions of tokens, and it can be that any, say for example, they have it can be the think of Wikipedia data. So a lot of data is there. Okay, and then this data is actually trained using that using the transformation model. If the transformation model also can be encoder based and decoder based. Okay, and it can be the combination of both. But in case of ChatGPT, the GPT models, GPT 3.5 or 3.0 or 4.0, whatever it is, all basically are now decoder based actually, the transformer. Okay. And this transformer architecture actually, finally, they actually released under the foundation model that is called base version. So what is the base version? The base version is actually captures the entire training data, whatever the training logics there, everything is encoded here. Now, but it doesn't have a capability to answer your question. So for this, again, we have to fine tune the data. After fine tuning, then we can get that the ChatGPT model that they can give you the answers, whatever the question you have. Okay. So foundation model, we can work on the foundation model itself and we can retrain as per our data. Then we can get some fine-tuned model. That is also possible. But GPT models, as you know, that it is a, I think, several thousand billion parameters are there. So it is not possible for us in our small infrastructure, okay, small scale infrastructure to train it. So for that, we can consider the Llama that is introduced by Facebook, and we can have some kind of training on that model and generate some kind of small language model. Small language model is a kind of new concept is being introduced that basically, you know, that you can, whatever the models you that is there in the Llama, that you keep it. In addition, you train on certain data. It's basically some of the data you train on the data, and the data also give the augmented face, capability to the with respect to the base model. So that we call the small language model. That also it is possible to build this kind of small language model a little bit higher configuration machine. Okay, so that is possible from our end. Okay, so I am not going to, it is not the GenAI course as such, and I think you people are already familiar with and you already know that and also deliver the lectures on the GenAI. So I don't give that too much details on the GenAI, rather than I focus more on the cyber defense and what is the role and implications that come into the picture. Okay, so what is the role? So basically it is a dual-edged sword. Okay, so means if you use positive way, you can see the positive result. If you use the negative way, you will see the negative results. Okay, so the question is that what is the main point comes into what is your intention. So intention comes into the play. Okay, so for the attackers, so it is a very win-win situation for them, because whatever they want, so half of the thing is already being done by the GenAI. Okay, and they have to do certain kind of prompt designs and some kind of prompts they have to write, and they will get some of that some other artifacts they can be useful for the malware generation. Okay, or writing the phishing mails, whatever it is. But the defensive case, it is not so easy, because it has been a challenging for us how to defend this kind of GenAI based generated malware, because they are so more sophisticated that you can ever think of. Okay, and so for this, but the problem is that we do not have the complete knowledge of that all malwares. Okay, so we have some bit of pieces information that we get from that open community, but that doesn't give you the complete scenario. So then the question is that how we can get synthetic data out of this, what are the small bit of pieces that is available to us, and how we can train with the proper. Main thing is the data. Available the data is the main crux actually. Okay, so generation of the data and how we can create attack models, attack scenarios, or how we can generate some kind of artifacts, generation of the artifact related to helping to simulations environments. Okay, so that is the way that we can use it, but still it is evolving. So it is very early stage to comment on that, how the GenAI can be used for defending such kind of malwares. So a lot of research has to be done. I think you people are actually doing a lot of research. Maybe if you are doing in this area, maybe it is one of that, it is a privileged time and that you can start on this area. That I foresee. Okay, and as you can understand, that is a lot of risk are there, and because the outputs that is generated from that ChatGPT or these GPT models are so realistic and highly context aware. Means earlier the whatever the phishing mails, whatever things are there, it is you can fill it out it is out of box of the kind of content. Okay, but nowadays, whatever the phishing mail it comes, sometimes we are perplexed and we don't know whether it is a. We have to again think whether it is a real or it is a malicious one. Okay, so that is the kind of risk that now we are faced with. So any questions you have? So if you have any question, please maybe you can paste a message in the chat, or maybe you can from your microphone you can interrupt me. Okay. So I think you are familiar with the phishing mails. So that is, I would not discuss much about that phishing. What is the phishing? All these things. So it is basically, in a short, it is someone try to impersonate certain entity or individuals. Okay, that you need to do certain things, otherwise certain things will compromise or certain things you will miss it. So they will provoke to do some urgent action. So there will be some kind of urgency will be involved. Okay, some kind of dates or some kind of urgency is one thing. And another point is that it will be targeted to you to do to some action.
Hello.
Yes.
Dr. Kundu,
Yes.
are you in first slide?
No, I am in second slide, I think. Yeah.
No, your slide is not changing.
Oh, is it?
Yes, you are in the title. Now it is okay.
Okay. Oh, acha.
Yes.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay. Now, the title is GenAI in cybersecurity, right? This is slide number 4, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes there is a flag, I don't know. I have Geo Air Fiber. Still, that it doesn't work as per the expectation. So that is a reality. Okay. And yeah, so I think, yeah, we should, thanks. So if you don't see any correspondence, what I'm saying with respect to PPT, please interrupt me. I'll see. I'll look it up. Okay. So phishing mail, as you can see that, just a minute, I'll stop my camera because it will give you the better bandwidth. Okay. Okay. So for phishing, as we know that with the advent of GenAI, what happened that now they are adjusting that more smart. The content is now become more smart. Earlier, what is happening that there was a lot of grammatical mistakes and something. The context was the mail body and context and address. It was not very clear. Okay, it is not very proper. It is not systematic. Now all these gaps, whatever it was there earlier, now all these are actually removed, and it looks like even they are writing more than that what we write. Okay, even more better than humans can write. Okay, so from the language proficient point of view and the context point of view, we are more accurate. Okay, and also another problem is that the dynamic personalization. As you know that all our data is now the public. Okay, now we have to be somehow we want to. But the attackers are actually taking the advantage of that. Whatever the informations they can easily get from their social sites like LinkedIn and other Facebooks. Okay, they can get your present locations, your job titles, organizations data. Okay, and what are the places you are visiting. Okay, so who are their family members, everything they can know. And in the real-time feed also, it is possible. So for every person they want to target, they can create a 360-degree personal profile. Okay. So we don't know. Sometimes we post a lot of things in Facebook, but as a person, I believe that I should not post too many things in the Facebook. The reason is that we are giving a lot of information to the attackers, and we don't know what way they will use this information. Right now, maybe they are doing some kind of profiling. Okay, they are gathering the informations, and this profile is actually data is being sold in the dark market, in the dark web. Okay, you also heard that that particular terminology, right? Dark web. So that is basically that That is basically the risk we have. So that's why the only way that we can handle that, we should not post too many personal data in that open community or open place. Okay, we should try to restrict whatever is possible. Only that information you just publish it. Okay, so that's why I'm telling that why the personalization things are coming to the play, because they have the lot of data. Earlier they are not having that situation. Now a lot of social media platforms are there, and we are now willing to give more data. So it is a best case situation for the attackers. Okay, and so that's why. But our detection techniques, whatever the detection techniques we have, the kind of antivirus, these are all kind of the traditional ones. They are based on some kind of heuristic or signature based. Signature means they analyze some of the patterns. Okay, patterns related to some of the virus and what kind of byte sequence are there. So I will not go details that how it is being done, but rather than what kind of malware is being done, created by GenAI, and how we can do this thing, I'll focus on that part only, because there are a lot of things to cover. I think some of them is already being covered, some of that, other lectures. So I think you may find some of the overlaps, but yeah, so bear with me. So I try to cover as much as possible related to GenAI and recent kind of malwares. Okay. So I think we can move to the next slide. I think we can make it full slides. Okay, so yeah, as I already said that GenAI based driven malware. So it does the same way, but it does a more smarter way. Okay, more sophisticated way, because it's like that whenever they find that they are now being analyzed, then a malware is so smart, they do not manifest their behavior. Okay, they are remaining as a silent. Whenever they see that there is no suspicious, no surveillance is being done, then they feel that they are not being caught. They can easily evade the detection mechanism, so they can manifest them. So there also behavior is a state dependent, state of underlying environment, which environment they are now belong to. They understand the surrounding environments. So that you can think of, they have some kind of intelligence also. So that is basically that very interesting part. So that's why it has become very, very tough for the detection for the detectors to detect this kind of malwares. Okay, and so why it is become so difficult? So basically, three possible features actually introduced with the help of GenAI. So one is that polymorphic transformation. As I said, that these malwares nowadays they are changing their structure. Okay, so now if you change your structure, say for example, we identify yourself by scan of your face. Say for example, now you keep changing your face. Okay, then it is very difficult, right? Okay, and that is the same thing with the humanity. So if you keep changing your face, if you deploy the face detection mechanism to identify you, then you can always evade. Okay, so that is basically the happening with the polymorphic transformation. Their underlying behavior means you as a human remains the same, but your appearance will look different. Not only the appearance. Now, appearance means what kind of shirt, what color of shirts you are wearing. So that is the appearance. Even from the appearance, even the core characteristics, say how we are, even suppose you have a face surgery, okay, or some other thing, you have some surgery on your some of the part of your face, or some of that what should say there is a lot of modern techniques are available. Okay, you can modify your outer look. Okay, so all these are actually confuse the detection techniques that you are the same person or not. Okay, and so that is the first point. Second point is that obfuscation and tunneling. So not only that they are changing their structure, but also they're applying some kind of obfuscation techniques. Okay, so they can you can think of, so they can put in some mask on their face. Okay, so they are hiding. What the appearance is coming, it is not the appearance. So obfuscation is a kind of tools or techniques. They basically hides the malicious intent of the particular malware, and it appears a very genuine software. Okay, so that is basically these second techniques are actually being used. Okay, and third was the anti-debugging and anti-virtualization. What does it mean? So, as I said that viruses have now become so sensitive. Sometimes they understand sense the environment. Okay, if they feel that it is being exposed to some kind of virtual environment, they feel that okay, now I might be put under some surveillance by some other detectors. Okay, then I should not manifest myself. So that's the reason. So understanding the surroundings, they are actually taking and controlling their behavior. So that is the challenging part. Okay, just like the human intelligence we do. When we see that someone might caught us, then we do not manifest ourselves in the right way, right? Same thing, just like a human being. Okay, and so what is the impact? So financial, there's a lot of financial impacts, and as you can see, expected the impact in terms of cost is 10.5 trillion US dollar. It can reach in 2025, and you know that India's GDP is 3.89 US dollar, in 3.8 trillion, sorry, 3.89 trillion. Now it is less than 4 trillion, okay, US dollar. Now almost 2.5 times India's GDP. So that is the kind of impact of this malware. So that's why every organizations and also the government agencies also, they are they are serious about to detect this kind of malicious activities. But also one thing is that only these softwares cannot do everything alone. Okay, it is our humans. It is only the humans. If we are alert, it is our mistakes are actually this kind of malicious activity is actually allowed to take place in our premises. So our actions, our responsibility is comes at the foremost. Okay, to decide to prevent this kind of malicious intent. Okay, so I think that it is basic. I think you all know the story, but I'll try to come to the more technical sides now. What kind of detection techniques are there, and what is the loopholes are there, and how we can improve it. Okay, and what is the architecture of the malware. Okay, I will cover all these things in the subsequent slides. Okay, and as you can see that basically the detection techniques can be classified into three categories: static, dynamic, and hybrid. So static means it will be analyzed, the binary files, okay, of that malware will be analyzed offline, okay, in static way. They do not need any execution. Okay, and so how it is being analyzed? Say for example, by extracting the different features like some of that patterns related to certain strings or byte sequence, or some of the operations codes, if it is an assembly language code. Okay, then all basically features are actually we try to analyze to detect this kind of malware. Okay, but with the advent of Gen AI, so now they have become more smart, so they can easily bypass that by using the obfuscation techniques. And this static malware detection technique has been ineffective against the polymorphic malware. So I'll discuss more. What is a polymorphic malware? What is their architecture and how they behave? All these things I'll discuss in more detail in the subsequent slides. Please wait for a few slides. Okay. And the next that classification, next detection technique comes under dynamic analysis and malware detection techniques. So under this technique, so the malwares are actually executed in safe and controlled manner, because these malwares are actually allowed to in uncontrolled manner, so it will destroy yourself, right? So you cannot do. You have to isolate it. You have to create some isolated environment, and there you can allow this thing to run it. Just hold on. Hello. 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 You people can hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry. Actually, I think that someone we lost the connection somehow. Okay, I think we can continue. Okay, so the dynamic malware detection. So all these things. So basically, we try to analyze in that isolated environment. Okay, and we do the static system calls and memory usage and registry changes. Okay, and we can have the combination of both. And this is the what I'm telling, that this is a traditional technique that is there with respect to the detection. Okay, one is that CNN, convolution neural network, which it belongs to the deep learning techniques. So what we can do, we can have that standard data set. Okay, so we convert the binary to the image. It can be the different scale, different dimensions. Okay, it can be say 256 by 256 or 512, whatever it is. Okay, and then we need to label these images. Okay, so this labeling has to done in two ways. One is that either we have to label is a malicious one or is a benign one. So we have to understand craftfully these softwares, and we have to these samples actually, and we have to label them. Okay, and then finally we have to train them. So training purpose, we can have the different layers. Okay, the convolution layers actually they focus on more on analysis of the features. Okay, the malware specific patterns or features. So and then there is some pooling layers are there. So pooling layer basically they do some kind of image dimension actually, because they don't want to if you want to, because